welcome to Sean Henry Engineering. I'm Sean Henry. So as you might have seen on the video, the clutch spacer decided to fall out on its very first car meet journey. So I've just had some fun making it hopefully work properly again. I've used some what they call epoxy resin, steel resin for that matter, and the idea that I've had is that basically I need to find a way to stick it in there or secure it in some way, because obviously being just wedged up there is what's caused it to come out. So what I've done is I've got a bit of 1mm steel. This is an old example that I found in the car. Here we go. This is one I made up beforehand. I did the bodge first time, fix should I say, not bodge. And basically what I've just done is made a 3mm one of them up again, wrapped it in a bit of inner tube again, but what I've done this time is I've stuck both the inner tube to the spacer with a bit of the resin, and then I've also coated the outer part of the rubber itself in the resin and then pushed it up there. So obviously you're going to have a form of adhesive to hopefully hold it up there. And obviously now I've put the fork back in as it's supposed to be, cable on it, etc., there shouldn't be any free space for it to come loose. So hopefully it'll work. What I'm going to do is keep one of these and a bit of rubber in the car, so if it does happen again then I can at least sort it out to get to somewhere safe. So cause obviously say you're on a motorway, it's not going to be ideal, although it will be quite easy to drive without a clutch on the motorway because it's obviously one single speed. If you're miles and miles away, the last thing you want to be doing is spending loads of time using the synchro all the way back. So see if it works this time. If not, the other idea I've had is it would best involve taking the engine back out to eliminate all the issues of having petrol vapour around, and that is to literally just weld this to the fork, because the fork's metal, that's metal, weld two together, they're never going to come apart. But if I can avoid having to do that, I would prefer it, because obviously, although it's not much work, it doesn't take much time to do it, but it's just the hassle of doing it. So if we can manage it, we will. So I'll show you another video in a bit where I'm underneath the car, and hopefully we'll go for a drive and with a nice working clutch this time. See you soon. Right, so I'm just going to give you a bit of a heads up as to what the issue is. You might be able to see up the back here, right up the back of the fork is where I've just put a bit of rubber wrapped around a bit of 1mm metal that I've folded over 3 times to make a 3mm piece. Now I've got to try and lever this back to get the cable back on it and see if it works. What happened the other night was basically that spacer fell out, and the reason the spacer's in there is to give the fork more range of movement both forwards and backwards. So without a spacer in there, you can either get the clutch to work and let you engage gear, but it will not release properly and therefore the friction plate slips, or you get it so it's just right and the friction plate is clamped as it's supposed to be, and then you actually can't operate the clutch enough that you can actually select to gear the engine running. So the spacer gives it more movement to give you the best of both worlds. So just got to try and get this fork back now so I can give it a try. But the trouble is obviously finding a way to make it not fall out again, because it's not exactly helpful it falling out when you're going down the road. So that'll be the next change to try and get the grips of, but hopefully this is the first step for today. Right, so this is marvellous. Got the engine running, it's still warming up a bit, so it's running a little bit funny because on this car it's a manual choke, but obviously this car is had auto choke, so you just run it on the accelerator for a little while and he sorts himself out as he warms up basically. Anyway, back to the clutch. Clutch feels a lot better, it's got a lot more resistance to it, which is absolutely fabulous. Slot it in every gear absolutely beautifully, if you look. Absolutely beautifully. Clutch is all the way down. There you go. So well, in fact, it stalls. So that's it going into each different gear. And then if we push it over, we find a little pop like that. A little pop like, where is it? There it is. And that goes straight into reverse. The reverse I found on this is the one that always plays up if the clutch isn't right. So for that to all be going in perfectly like that is absolutely superb.